culture, African spiritualization. And part of the whole process of African culture, African spiritualization, is how we cultivate and how we work with black men. So, because if you look at the condition of black men over the last maybe 3,000 years, it looks like whatever we've been feeding to quench our hunger hasn't been sufficient. Thank you, Mom. A man is an individual, right, who takes responsibility for his community. A man has vision, right? A man has purpose. A man has a family, right? When we're looking at a society that's civilized, we're looking at a man who's laid down the seed for that to happen. So if a man cannot take care of his society, if he cannot be responsible for his economics, if he cannot be responsible for his food production, if he cannot have a very stable family, if he cannot determine the laws in his family, if he cannot protect his family, he's not a man. We're impotent. As a people, if those things are not placed, we're impotent. Forget about the erection. Forget about how many women you could have holler and scream. You forget about how many children you have all over the place. If you cannot control your society, you are impotent. So the foundation of manhood, right, is how do we restore our capacity to control our environment, to control our destiny as men. So we're going to go through that process in terms of some of the foundational things that we need to know as brothers, right, to put that in place. Now we have to really have to become very serious about what we're doing. We're at a very critical time in our living right now, right? If we look all over the planet in terms of the situation of black men, we're in a very critical situation. And we've been in a very critical situation for quite a few thousands of years. Right? So the question is, what are we doing that's going to be different? What are you doing that's going to make it different? Right? If we talk about where we're going to go, how we're going to prosper, what it's going to look like for us in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, it's not going to happen if the seed is not within you. Because the men are the initiator of life. We're the yang, we are the fire. So if we as black men do not have the knowledge of how to change, there will be no change. If you want to know what's going to happen with black folks in the next 50 years, look at us in this room. If you want to know what's going to happen with black folks in the next 100 years, look at us in this room. There's no savior. We are the savior. We are the resurrection.